Good morning, everyone. How are you all? I hope you are all doing well, and you made good use of your this thing, your weekends. I hope you studied hard for the weekend. All right. So I hope you are all doing well. Your day grateful to God. All right. So we are hoping you are going to be getting a trade opportunity this morning. If you don't get a trade, to you will use that opportunity to learn as well. So I hope you studied during the weekends. Yeah, so I'm seeing a trade setup this morning. So let me pull up the fundamentals and see what do you call it? Trading view. Forex factory. Forex factory. Mm. Okay. All right. So where are you tuning in from? So kindly type your name and where you are listening from so that you start. Maybe you might be getting a trade opportunity on USD card because it's giving a nice trade setup. So what you are going to be doing is what you either wait for the H1 candle to close, then we execute a sell. So while you're listening from, type in your name and please kindly give a like to the stream and share the link to. So share the link to your colleagues, your friends who are also what struggling to find out how or maybe get a profitable trading system to trade. You can share the link to them too as well. So when you come to this platform, it's all about value. Okay, I'm a man of value, so anytime I speak value. So kindly share the link to your colleagues, your friends as well. So you're having Bernard Poku from Opoku from Sinyani. Wow. So you're having Raymond Soa from Teshi. You're having Christian from Konongo. Why are you all Ghanaians? Where are my foreigners? Are you all Ghanaians? All right. So you're having someone from Accra, Lanista Junior, someone from Accra. All right. So please kindly give a like to the stream to click on the thumbs up button. Give a like to the stream too as well. So you're having someone from Jamaica. Wagwan man. Campbell, Jamaica. Wagwan. I'll soon visit Jamaica. Professor Nganja give me man. So Campbell from Jamaica. You are welcome, Campbell. Alright, so kindly give a like to this. So you haven't reached Daniel Mansell from who? Alright, you're all welcome. So this is what we do every day on this channel. So if you are new to the channel, every morning, every trading morning, okay, from Monday, and you know the forex market runs from Monday to Friday. So from Monday to Friday during the lending session, we meet we meet over here. So it seems of sharing. All right. So my face wasn't showing. All right. So as I was saying, if you are new to the channel, kindly click the thumbs up button, give a like to the stream. And one thing I was saying is what if you are new to the channel, this is what you have to know. Every morning we meet over here to break down charts. I normally break down charts over here. So sometimes I've been taking trades live too for people to also take advantage of. So if maybe you are not aware, you kindly put the channel on what all notifications. So anytime I come live, you get to know or you get notified. Okay, so this is what you have to do. Kindly put the channel on all notifications, so in case maybe I don't alert, or you don't get my notification, or you don't get my messages in other platform, you get notified anytime I come live. So this is what you have to do. All right, and so if you are new here, to kindly subscribe to the channel too. If you have not subscribed, give a like to the video too as well. So let's move straight to the chart for the day. So first of all, what you have to do is what? Look at the fundamentals. So the man is tweeting Trump will impose emergency 25 tariffs on all Colombian goods coming into the US. This man, the controversial man, is saying something. All right, so let's check the calendar and see what's happening. So today is what, 27th. Let's see whether we are going to be having any high impact for the day. So if you are new to forex trading, this is what you have to do every day. So currencies are being influenced by what? A country or an economy. Okay, so anytime you are trying to do a chart breakdown, the first thing you need to do is what? To check the economic event. Okay, so you will be checking it through forexfactory.com. You check it over there, forexfactory.com. Okay, if you are not aware, you check your fundamentals. If you don't check your fundamentals, you are going to be hit. Okay, the market is going to crash you. So you need to first of all check the economic calendar and see what's happening. So today around 9:25, you have to fix the day to, or the time to be in what? The same time with your local time. So around 9:25, is it 9:25? That means my timing is wrong. Let me change my time. Wow, I think I'm getting the timing wrong. My time has changed. So let me try and adjust my time. I think I'm not getting it right. So you need to change the time for it to be what? In the same time with your local time. So GMT either -1. So -1. Okay, so I think the timing is going to be 9:25 p.m. That will be in the evening. All right, so that means you don't have any high impact news for the lending session this morning. So we are going to be having some medium impact news. The European Central Bank President Legal speaks. So mostly when the central banks leaders, or when the central bank leaders mostly speaks, it's normally have influence on the currency too as well, because they mostly determine the interest rate of a country. So mostly when they speak, there are a lot of it comes with a lot of volatility. Okay, it comes with a rapid movement, because most traders are looking forward for the release. Most investors are waiting for what they want to get a clue on how the interest rate is going to be, because mostly people want to see for an interest rate hike. So if interest rate is being hiked, maybe they are going to get good returns on their amount. But mostly trading is more about speculative. So traders are not interested in the outcome or something. They just want to see how it's going to go. Then they will just make their decision by either taking a buy or sell. So that's what they mostly look for. Okay, so when the central bank leaders are speaking, you need to pay much attention to them, because it normally brings volatility in the market. You're going to see rapid movement in price. So you don't have any high impact news. So today is Monday 27th. So around 8:10, you are going to be having some high impact in 9 o'clock too. So aside that, and you're having the Swiss National Bank chairman Legal speaks. So that one too is going to, but that one is going to be outside our trading time. So you don't pay much attention to that. So let's see USD card. As I said, I saw a nice opportunity on USD card. It was something that I've been looking for. So moving to the various technical analysis, let's check out what you are going to be expecting. Maybe I can drop a trade idea on the Telegram group too as well. So when you check the USD card, you're having this rejectional level, this key level over here, or rejectional level or key level, area of interest, point of interest, everything, zone, support and resistances, they are all the same. Psychological levels, they are all the same. So this a rejectional level, or this is what a key level, okay, or area of interest. If you check over here, if you move to the weekly time frame, so this is the point, or this is the area that you are going to be more interested. So if you apply the trend line, it's not going to, it is outside the current trade this thing, it is outside the current market. I'm much interested in the trend line over here. So if you pull up the weekly time frame, when you look at the weekly time frame, what is the direction of the market at this point? So if you look at the weekly time frame, you have to first of all identify the various key levels, the levels that price can get rejected, or it can be normally when price gets to those side, it normally takes some time for price to either break out or to retest. So you need to pay much attention to them. So this one area that price will be interested when it gets here. So it's either going to, anytime price gets to this side, it's either going to get rejected or it's going to break out. So when the price gets to this side, we mostly I hope you people can hear me. Too controversial. Brain, why are you saying it's too controversial? Is it the USD card trade? We are going to take a trade on it. Yeah, so if you come to the weekly time frame, this is a rejectional level. So anytime price will get to this side, you are going to see either a breakout or a pullback. So we are having this one over here. If you come to the daily time frame, so I'm in rush because the trade looks like it is setting up. That's why I'm in rush too. So if you come to the daily time frame, you're having this rejectional level over here. So you have to first of all look at the weekly trend. Okay, so the weekly trend, so you're trying to bring out the various confluences. Okay, so with the various confluences, so confluences simply means we're trying to bring more more tools, or how should I even put, more trade ideas or something, trying to bring more ideas together to confirm your decision making. You get it? So trying to bring more ideas together to confirm your decision making. So the weekly time frame, so you have to first of all check the trend. So what's the trend telling us? With the trend, so that's important topic you need to pay attention. So with the trend, what's the trend? So if you come to the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame trend is a downtrend, right? The weekly time frame trend is a downtrend. So getting to the daily time frame, what's the daily time frame trend also? So this is the points we are going to be using the trend line. So let's try and put a trend line and see if you are going to get any, it's going to give us any level price might be rejected. So if you put a trend line over here, I think price can get rejected over here. You're having highs and lows. So okay, so let's move to the daily time frame. So with the daily time frame, what's the trend at the daily time frame? What's the daily time frame trend? So you need to be able to see what the market is heading to. So if you come to the daily time frame, this is the initially price was just making a consolidation. Price was just making a consolidation. Okay, so it's like equal highs and equal lows broke out from this side. So this point tends to a downtrend, just made a pullback. Currently creating this resistance over here. So mostly these are the zones that I normally want to, these are the levels that I normally consider. You get it? Anytime you are taking a trade on a higher time frame level or a zone, especially on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame, or maybe sometimes with the H4 time frame, it normally gives you a lot of confidence or more confidence on the trade that you are taking. Okay, so those who have been taking trades, the reason why you've been losing a lot of losing a lot of trades is what you buy in the middle of the range. You don't wait for price to get to a higher time frame levels, then you execute. Because anytime you are executing a trade, for you to be confident in the trade that you are executing, always ask yourself, is the level that you are executing on, is it strong or what? Is a strong level that you are executing? Because you always want to hide in case price is what bouncing back on you. You need to hide at a point where it's going to be very difficult for price to break through. You get it? So if I'm using the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes support and resistances, the chances of price coming back and what gets you down or hits you down is very high. So you need to always consider the higher time frames. You get it? The higher time frame levels normally gives a strong confluence. So let's check that. So with the daily trend, so you are trying to make a bias, okay? You are trying to make a bias on this market, this currency pair. So what's the bias over here? So you see the daily time frame trend is what? A downtrend, as I indicated. Price just pull up, just move up over here. As it moved, the candle broke and closed over here, it turns towards an uptrend. So the moment the bearish candle closed below this one, price immediately turns towards a downtrend at this point, currently pulling back on this level. So price has currently created this resistance over here. So what's the chances of price getting to this level? Okay, the chances of price getting to filling this small wick over here and getting to this key level is very high. So we need to indicate our various levels. All right, so this is the level that when price is coming down, if price is coming down, this is the level that price is going to struggle to break. Okay, so we are going to just mark it down to what, pay attention to those levels. So this is the level at the daily time frame. You get it? So in case maybe you are not getting the levels well, so because sometimes price normally what forms with some errors. Okay, so if you shift it to what do you call it, if you shift it to line charts, you are going to get a clarity. So moving to the daily time frame, the daily time frame trend is what? A downtrend at this point. Okay, so let's move to the H4 time. So normally we conclude, or I conclude my decision making on the H4 time frame. So let me bring, so as I'm analyzing it, then I'm bringing my my various confluences too. So trying to use the trend line over here, since the market is a downtrend, we need a dynamic dynamic resistance level. So this is the high, this is the low. Okay, this is the high, this is the low. So let me delete this one because it's no more necessary anymore. So currently this is the various trend line. So market was in a downtrend. So this is the dynamic resistance level. So let's look at the H4 trend. Let's look at the H4 trend. So if price is coming down, so you see the daily time frame trend line that you drew is currently getting to it is currently aligning with the H4 time frame too as well. So let's bring our H4. What's the H4 direction of the market? So H4 direction of the market is what's the direction of the market? So price just made a downtrend over here, just pulled back, currently made lower low. So price is currently retesting on this previous lower high over here. Price is currently retesting. And what's the you need to first of all indicate, or you need to first of all identify the level that you indicated. This level, which time frame did you indicate this level over there? So this is the daily time frame. You get it? This is the daily time frame, and at the same time it is aligned with the H4 level too as well. So it tells you how strong this level is. So we're having the daily, another level over here. By price is currently testing on the daily time frame level. So since morning I've been watching. I was praying this candle should close below, because before this candle closed, price was around this side. Okay, it was looking like it's want to close, because I wanted to get this trade opportunity. My price was trying to, it looks like it is closing, it's not closing. So I was hoping, because price is not going to change anything, so I was just hoping price is going to close below. That's what I was hoping for. So I was having close eye on the trade setup. Okay, so unfortunately price closed exactly on the level. So If supposing the body of the candle closed above, the trend would have shifted or changed direction, and I wouldn't have what be looking for a sell opportunity because it has spot everything. Okay, so looking at the daily time frame, currently the daily time frame trend is what a downtrend to as well. So trying to determine our bias over here, what is going to be the bias over here? So at this point, the bias is going to be what? The bias is going to be a sell. We are not going to be looking for a buy because all the higher time frame trend is what a downtrend at this point. So there's no way you should be looking for a buy. If you are looking for a buy, you just don't want the sustainability of what you don't want the sustainability of your account. You just want your account to be blown. Okay, so mostly when you see most of the time frames in the same direction, what you need to be doing is what to look for a sell, not a buy. You get it? You need to look for a sell and not a buy. So at this point, everything is set, the time frame. So now we are going to be looking for a sell. That's our directional bias or a sectional bias at this point. So now the sectional bias is what a sell. Okay, the reason why I'm saying a sectional bias is what we can be getting to the New York session and the bias is going to be changed. Okay, but since you are trading the H4 time frame, H4 candle, okay, as you are trading the H4 candle and you are in the lending session, you need to focus on the lending session. So the sectional bias is what? The sectional bias is equal to what? A sell. Should count down. So the sectional bias is going to be a sell. You get it? The sectional bias is going to be a sell, not a buy. All right, so now you are going to be looking for entry. Okay, you are going to be looking for, so price is currently resting on this level. So there's no entry at the H4 time frame. So let's move to the H1 time frame. So this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this candle to close a sell. If it's going to close above this one, I will really like it. So if it's close below this one, I think I would love to take a sell on this trade. That's what I would love to see, because the H1 hasn't given us an entry. So mostly the difficult part is the entry part. The entry part is what is most difficult in trading, because sometimes you might be patient and the trade is going to go. You can see we are having this what do you call it, trend line over here. So the chances that price might be retesting on this level, this is a strong level, so I'll prefer the market to close. So you see, this level is very strong. We're having trend line aligned at this point, the H1 time frame to currently giving us a support over here. So it tells you this level is a point or it's an area of interest you need to pay attention to. So the best thing we can do is to wait for either the 30-minute candle to close below this level or the H1 candle to close below this level. I think that will be the best way to go by this. Other than that, if you rush and execute a sell when the H1 candle closes a sell, I think you can be in a drawdown, because if price gets to this side, anytime price gets to this side, we might be getting what price might be struggling before. It's either going to struggle to break or what, or it's going to bounce back, and you don't want to be in such situation. Okay, you entering a trade and the markets or the price is struggling to break through. It's not something I will wish for everyone. So what I would love us to wait for is let's wait for either the 30-minute candle to close below these levels. Okay, at least let the body of the candle close like this. If it's closed like this, okay, if it's closed like this, then we look for a sell. I think that would be safe, because this level is very strong. If you look at the H4 time frame, you can see the trend line. So there was what dynamic resistance over here, there was a dynamic resistance over here. So the chances that, so if you want to see how strong this line that I've drawn is, if you want to see, if you want to confirm how strong it is, you can see this level. As price go to this side, so there was first touch, second touch, third touch. You see, as price go to this side, it's immediately what bounce over here and price came down. Okay, so it tells you, so now currently price, the candle has broken below this one. So it is best you wait for the candle, a candle to close below this level. We can't be waiting for the H4 to close because you might miss the trade. So the best way to go by is what, to wait for the H1 candle. Either you wait for the H1 candle to close. From experience, the chances that price is going to struggle from this level is very hot. It's high. Okay, because from experience, there was a trade like similar trade like that on this same pair. This one, for instance, this is an example of what I'm talking about. So you can see the trend line, price was just getting rejected on the trend line. So that's why I always say trading is all about paying attention and being observant about. So if you're not observant about what is happening in the market, because mostly prices normally what is happening in the market repeats itself almost every day. Okay, so you need to make sure you are being observant on what is happening in the market. So similar thing happens over here. You see the candle close below this one, and let's move to the lower time frame and see how price struggled before breaking through. Price really struggled before what, breaking through the trend line. So let's move to the lower time frame. So you can see price consolidated below the level. You see how price consolidated below the level before it was able to break. So you don't want to be in a trade where there's a high volume. You are having volume in the market, or you are in active market section and price will be doing this. Okay, especially maybe a lending open or something, and price will be doing this. You see, price was trying to break. Price was at certain point trying to break, got rejected. Price was trying to break, got rejected. You don't want to be in such consolidation. Okay, even though the trend, everything is aligned, but you don't want to be in a situation where price is going to consolidate like this before it will. Mostly when I enter a trade, I mostly prefer price to just move in my favor, just like upfront. Okay, I don't want price to be consolidating for a very long time before it will move in my favor. So that's why I'm always that's why I'm advising you also wait for this one. We need to get a confirmation. At least price should close below either the 30-minute candle or the H1 candle to close below, because the H4 candle itself didn't give us a resistance candle. Okay, it didn't close bearish. So I'm expecting maybe price can, so this level can just get invalidated. Okay, so everything is all about speculation and hope, believing. But you need to wait for the H1 candle to close below so that you take advantage of there was a gap too over here. Okay, so the chances that price is going to fill this gap is very high, but we can't just be an information. That's important part, or it's also an important thing in trading. Waiting for a good trade opportunity, or waiting for a confirmation to execute a trade is very important. So this is what I'll be waiting. I'm waiting for a candle to close below these zones, because if you look at the trend line too, apart from the trend line, looking at the horizontal line too as well, you can see that price got rejected over here. 1, 2. Okay, so what's the chances that the third one, if price gets to this side, you are not going to get something like this and price will just bounce back? So let's just relax and wait for price, the H1 candle, to close below this one. If there was no trend line, if there was no, or maybe if the H4 too gave us a resistance level, created a resistance, I could have confidently or maybe impulsively take a sell when the H4 give us a confirmation. But here is the case, the H4 is not giving us a confirmation now. Okay, the H4 closed bullish, so there was no resistance over here. So we are now going to be using the lower time frames for a confirmation, like what's happened the last big trade that we took. H4 didn't give us any confirmation. This was the trade that we took. So we waited for the 30-minute shift in structure or shift in trend or the H1 shift in trend, okay, before we executed the trade. So H1 was already in an uptrend. So I went to the 30-minute, look for what? Candle confirmation. I look for a candle confirmation, and I executed what? I executed a buy over here. Okay, so it's the same trade setup that is what has set up that what the today's chart. Okay, the chart has repeated itself. So you need to first of all wait for confirmation before you execute. So the confirmation is going to be what? A candle closure below this level. Okay, because you're having a strong zones over here. This level is very strong. H1 is giving us what? This resistance, strong resistance over here. How many touches? 1, 2 touches. Okay, trend lines 2 is giving us multiple touches. If you look at the trend line at the H4 time frame, how many touches so far is this trend line giving us? 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, the 4th touch, like several touches. Okay, and now the candle has closed below. H4 candle has broken and closed below this level. So the chances that what price is going to struggle to break this level is very high. So if you move to the H1 time frame too as well, you can see how the level is getting touched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it tells you how strong this trend. So this trend line is not just a minor or just a mere trend line that's a dynamic resistance that you've just drawn. It's a strong level. Okay, so for you to get a confirmation on this currency pair, you need to first of all wait for a closure, candle closure, okay, below this level. Then we execute a sell. Before we execute a sell, okay, so let me just, so we are having, so first of all we're having this resistance over here. So we're having this resistance. What's the price? The price is what? 1.43847. okay, this is the resistance price, and this is what also, this is a dynamic what? A dynamic resistance level. This is a dynamic resistance level. Okay, so first of all, what we did at the initial stage was what? We got our resistance level. The second one was what? To get our dynamic resistance. Okay, so now this was the candle this was the retest candle. So this candle, was the a shift in structure candle. Shift in structure candle. So from what? From a downtrend to uptrend. So I'm trying to explain it so that I'll post it in the Telegram channel so that people can learn from that. Okay, so this is the shift in structure candle. So this was the pullback. This was the pullback candle. So this was the pullback candle. Okay, so I think this will be the pullback candle. Because this was the one that shifted the trend. So this is the pullback candle. This was the pullback candle. So this was the pullback. So currently I'm waiting for, let me bring it here. So currently I'm waiting for entry confirmation. So what are you going to do? What you are going to be doing is what? To wait for the H1 candle. So closure of the H1 candle. So this is going to be the risk to reward. Maybe if you use the H4 candle, it's going to be, if you use the H4 candle, you are not going to be getting a good risk to reward. So since the zone is very strong, I think using the H1 too is going. So I'm going to be targeting. So if you look at the H4 too, I think the zone is very strong. But the first target is going to be the H4 zone. But mostly I'm going to be using the daily zone so that I'll get good risk to reward. Okay, so price is currently moving down, moving up. So the risk reward is not looking good. Normally I don't want my risk rewards to look like this, but all the same. So this is going to, maybe it can be a short-term trade, just a scalp. Mostly I want my risk reward to be very, so since most of the time frames are in the same direction, maybe price might be going, like it might be falling more. But this the point that anytime price gets to this side, you either break even or you take majority of your profit. Okay, you take majority of your profit. So waiting for candle to close. So the entry, this is the entry price, but price, the candle hasn't closed yet. So waiting for this, what with the entry, so I'm waiting for H1 or M30 candle. Waiting for H1 or M30 candle to close below. So waiting for it to close below this level. So maybe if the candle close below this side, so let's say price will be 1.43697 below this level. 1 point 1 point 4365 4365. So 65 2 or something. So waiting for the candle to close below this side. I know some people are not even going to read and they are just going to pull the trigger. So you wait for candle to close below the zone, then we take advantage of what? We take advantage. So the risk reward is not looking good. Mostly I don't want my trades to be like this. I want good risk to reward. But all the same, you will take it as what? A scalp trade. So this is what you are expecting on USD card entry, waiting for H1 or M30 candle to close below at 1 point before we take the trade. So that's what you are waiting for. So I think so this is what you are going to be waiting for. So this point will be the target. So targets, let me check the daily time frame. Yeah, so I think making the daily time frame as a target makes sense. So the target is going to be 1.43081. So this will be the target or take profits. Okay, I think targets this makes sense. Yeah, so there we are having a gap over there, so the chances that that gap is going to get filled is very high. So I'm just trying to paste it in the USD card trade idea. So if you're not in the Telegram channel, kindly do so to join the Telegram channel. Hashtag, okay. All right, so we are done with USD card. So that's what you are expecting. Let's see if it's going to happen. So you can see this candle also what this candle to also close with no wick. It opens with no wick at the top, so the chances that this one can flip is very high. The chances that this one can flip, the chances that this one will flip is very high, but you need to first of all wait. Okay, so let's move to the other pairs too and see if there was going to be a trade opportunity. Let's move to GBP USD. So with GBP USD, what are you expecting this morning? So was it last week? Okay, so those in the mentorship group during the weekends, we did a chart breakdown, and even with USD card we talked about it. And when the markets open, if you guys can remember, those who joined the yesterday's meeting, I talked about the market might open with a gap because of what the various news in the world. The chances that the market is going to open with a gap is very, very high, and exactly what I said happens. The market opened with a very big gap. Okay, so we are seeing the gap at H4 time frame. So mostly that's what it usually happens if we are having a lot of news, high impact news during the weekends. The market opens with the gap. So there was error in what candle formation. So this gap, the chances of this gap failing is very high. So that's why I'm having a confidence in what this sell entry. So let's see the other pairs too. Let's check out GBP USD. So with GBP USD, we're having these zones over here. There was a zone over here. Okay, there was a zone over here. So if price is coming down, we are expecting price to get rejected at this point too as well. You get it, gets rejected. So let's try and see. So trend line is not even close to the current market price. So let's move to the weekly time frame and see. So what's the direction of the weekly time frame? So let's try and get our sectional bias. So what's the sectional bias? It's very important to know the sectional bias. So with the sectional bias, with the section, what decision are you going to be taking? Are you going to be taking a buy decision or a sell decision? Okay, that's the sectional bias. So with the sectional bias, currently price is sitting on this resistance level, and this is the monthly level. And if you come to the weekly level too, you get to know that the weekly level too is having a zone that is close or aligning at the same level with where the monthly time frame also got rejected at. So you can see it over here. This is a killer zone, a strong zone over here. Okay, because if you move to the weekly time frame, you can see multiple rejections over here. At the weekly time frame, there was one rejection, so it tells you how strong. And one thing you need to understand, the time frame, one thing you need to know is the higher the time frame, the stronger the level. Okay, and the lower the time frame, the weaker the level. This is weekly time frame, and you know the number of weeks or months it takes for the weekly time frame to do something like this to 10. It's going to take, sometimes it takes more than a month for something like this to get a resistance at the weekly time frame or at the monthly time frame. So you don't have to joke with those levels to try if like something like this. And some people will be trying to buy within this range. Don't ever try, okay, because it takes a very long time for price to form these levels. Okay, so when price gets to this level, the best thing to do is either if you're in a trade, you take profit, and if you're not in a trade, don't try to take trades within this level, because price is going to get rejected on these levels. You get it? So don't try to take a trade in this range. Okay, so this is a strong range. So if you move it to candle chart, you can see that as price go to this level, we can see price is getting rejected, or the candles are getting rejected at this level. You get it? The candle. So what's the weekly trend? So if you want to know the direction of the market, because it's very important, if you come to the market and you don't know where actually price is heading to, you are just getting things wrong. So you need to know the direction of the market. So what the direction of the market at this point? The direction of the market is a downtrend. So price was making a higher highs at certain points over here. So the moment the higher high got broken, higher low has been broken. So now the trend is a downtrend at this point. Price just made a higher low and higher highs, lower lows and lower highs over this side. Impulse correction. So currently price is sitting on this strong area of interest. You get me? Price is currently sitting on this strong area of interest. So with the sectional bias, currently, what's the weekly level? What's the weekly level? Weekly level is currently a downtrend at this point. So the daily time frame is currently So what's the daily time frame? So let's see whether we are going to be seeing some rejectional levels at the daily time frame. So currently this is the highs, and so price is currently also on a strong rejectional level. Okay, so we can see one rejectional level. So you see multiple rejectional levels at this point. Price is currently getting rejected at this current point. So the weekly time frame direction is a downtrend. It's currently a downtrend. So the daily time frame too. So with the daily time frame, so you've seen the multiple touches that price is hitting currently on multiple touches over here. So price got rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get it? So you are seeing multiple rejection levels at this point. So if you move it down over here, you get, so the daily time frame is currently what, an uptrend at this point. Why is it an uptrend at this point? Why is it an uptrend at this point? So this is where we had the shift in trend. So price was making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so as it made the low, the moment the lower high got broken, it's currently made highs and lows, currently high. So price is currently what, an uptrend. So when you see something of this sort, you don't have to be taking a buy, you don't have to be taking a sell. You just have to go in for what, a buy. Mostly it based on, so with the decision making too, it based on the time frame you are focusing on. Okay, it depends on the time frame you are focusing on. So currently, since I focus mostly on the daily and the H4, I mostly use those direction to determine my bias. So this is the H4. So moving to the H4 time frame, what's the trend at the H4 time frame? So currently price is just making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so the trend too is also what, a downtrend. At that trend is also an uptrend at this point. Trend is also an uptrend. So in case maybe you are getting it confused on how I draw my trend, okay, with the upcoming bootcamp, everything is going to be explained over there. I'm explaining everything in a baby step for them to understand. So in case maybe you want to join, kindly what, chat me up and you'll be added to the bootcamp, the current ongoing bootcamp. Okay, everything is explained over there. So currently price is currently, it has gotten to this key level. So if price is pulling back, it's currently making a pullback. So if it is pulling back, it's either going to pull back on this level or it's either going to pull back on this level. Okay, so I have to just remove this one because it's no more valid with the support and resistance levels. So if price is pulling back, these are the various rejectional levels. But mostly if price retest on the daily or the weekly, it mostly gives a high confirmation as compared to the H4. But if price is coming down, this is the level that I'm expecting price to get to. I'm expecting price to get to this level. Okay, it's either going to get to this level, any of these levels, and it's either going to take a buy. So these are the levels that I'll be looking for a buy. Anytime price close on this level, I'll be looking for a buy over here. Okay, so these are the levels. So this price hasn't gotten to this level yet, so I don't usually see it to be a high confirmation or a high trade setup. This price hasn't gotten there yet, so I don't see it to be a high trade setup. Okay, because it can just make a retracement over here, then it will just bounce to this side. So unless the 10 o'clock candle close before I make my decision. So currently price is just sitting on over here. So I'm just waiting for price to get to these levels. If the candle close or retest over here, then I'll move to either the H4. If the H4 gives me confirmation, then I'll be looking for entries around that side. So this is the level I would love or prefer to be taking a buy on. So if I use my trend line, okay, so I think, yeah, so this is the highs. So I'm not getting the accuracy. So what I would love to see is what price to get to this level. But in case maybe the H4 candle to also close over here and give us a support, if it's close over here and give us a support, then maybe I'll be taking a buy too. I'll be looking for a buy, but I'm not sure the risk to reward is going to be looking good. And comparing or looking at the zone too, it is not something I would love to, but it depends. So let's see how it's going to go. If it happens, it's going to close around the slide, okay, by giving us a support, then you'll be looking for a buy. But this candle is going to close around 10 a.m. So that is when we are going to be looking for what? A buy at this point. If it happens it's close around this side, then I'll be looking for a buy at this point. But at this point, we just have to wait and observe. Okay. And one thing you need to you need to pay attention to is what we are getting close to. The month is about to end. Okay, the month is about to end. So mostly the monthly candle is now trying to close. The monthly candle is trying to close. So you need to be we have to wait for high trade setup, high probability trades, because mostly when the monthly candles are closing, we get some manipulations over there. So kindly wait for a high probability trade setups before you execute a trade. So let me see what USD card is doing. It's still the 30-minute candle close bullish. Okay, so the H1 hasn't closed yet. So since the H4 candle has closed below this one, it is still valid unless the 10 o'clock candle happens to close above. If it's close above, then the trend has shifted at this point. But if it happens, it's still going to be moving around the side. The trade is still valid. Okay, the trade is still valid. So we are going to wait for the candle to close below before you even think of taking a sell for USD card. So let's check out on gold and see what's happening, what we are expecting on gold. So when it comes to gold, so as I said, with GBP USD, I'm waiting for price. This is the level I'm looking towards. This is the level I would love price to get to. This is the level I would love price to get to before looking for a buy. Okay, this is the level. And when it comes to USD card, waiting for the closure below, then we'll be looking for a sell. I'm not interested in a buy. Okay, so let's look at gold too and see. Let's look at gold. So let me pick this gold. All right, so with gold, this is what I'm expecting on gold. On the monthly time frame, gold is currently sitting on this support level at the monthly time frame. So moving to the weekly time frame too as well. With the weekly time frame, price is currently this is the weekly level. This is the weekly level. So moving to the daily time frame. So with the weekly time frame, price is an uptrend at this point. Price is currently an uptrend at the weekly time frame. So you're having this multiple rejections over here. So the weekly time frame is an uptrend. So price is currently pulling back on this strong area. Price is currently pulling back on this strong area, because as I indicated earlier, I said with the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame, daily time frames, those levels are very strong. You need to pay attention to. Anytime price will break above those levels, the chances that price is going to continue is very high. Unlike the 15-minute time frame, the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so when the weekly time frame, the daily time frame makes a U-turn or make a curve, you need to understand that it has taken a long time for this one's something of this sort to happen. That's what you need to understand. Something of this sort to happen. You get it? Yeah. So looking at the daily time frame, currently this is the daily time frame level. So the weekly time frame is an uptrend, so you have to take note of that. Looking at the daily time frame, price is currently over here. Price is currently sitting over here. Okay, so the daily time frame, looking at the daily time frame candle structure, you will notice that what the candle has broken below this one. The candle structure has broken. You notice that the candle structure has been broken at this point. The candle structure has been broken. So there's a strong level over here. So you need, if you are taking a buy, you need to wait for candle to break above this one before you even think of what taking a buy. The reason why I didn't indicate this resistance over here is what, even though you're having a turning point over here, but the candle hasn't closed yet, so it's still not what a confirmed resistance level. So moving to the H4 time frame, currently you see gold to also open with a gap. You can see the gap over here. There was a gap when gold opened. So currently the H4 time frame is a downtrend and the daily time frame is an uptrend. You get it? So you are seeing the inconsistencies in the time frame formation. Okay, the candle confirmation in the various time frames, you can see the inconsistency. The daily is an uptrend, H4 is what, a downtrend, the weekly time frame is what, an uptrend. So I see this one to be an inconsistency in what, the formation of candles in what, or the patterns in what, the various time frames. So what I'll be looking for, or I'll be waiting for, is what, since currently price is approaching the strong level, I'll wait for a shift in structure over here to be in line with what, the daily time frame, the weekly time frame as well, before I will even attempt to take a buy. So at this point, since there was inconsistency, I would love to see a shift in trend at what, the H4 time frame. Okay, I would love to see a shift in trend at the H4 time frame, price to get to this level. I'm coming. Okay, so as I'm saying, I'm waiting for what, a shift in structure at the H4 time frame. Then I'll be looking for what, a buy. So at this point, I'm not interested in what, a sell at this point, because if you are taking a sell, one thing you need to notice, what, price is currently what, on this strong level. So the chances that price is going to move by over here is very high. So you look at the daily time frame zone that you drew, it is what, aligned, it is currently what, sitting on where the H4 also made what, a turning point at this point. So this level 2 is also strong. So you either wait for price to what, make a structure at this point, then what, I go in for, then I'll go in for a buy. But at this point, I'm not interested in, I don't have any bias on gold at this point. I don't have any bias on gold at this lending session. I don't have a bias on gold. So looking at GBP JPY, so I'm trying to analyze the pairs that USD CHF is currently ranging, so that's why I have not even touched it. So looking at GBP JPY at this point, so these are the currencies that the instrument that most people love trading. So with GBP JPY, the monthly time frame is kind of forming a barcode, just making highs and lows, highs and lows. Okay. So the monthly time frame is currently what? We're having this rejectional levels at this point, various rejectional levels. There was a rejectional level over here. We're having another rejectional level too at this point. So these are the various levels at the monthly time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame. So with the weekly time frame, price is currently what? Price has broken out, currently making a red test at what? This level. So you can just pull up, if you pull up your trend line, you can see. So it tells you that anytime price will get to this level, okay, anytime price will get to this level, the chances that price will bounce is very high. Okay, because this level is very strong in a sense that we're having the weekly trend line. So you can see the multiple touches on the trend line, 1, 2. Okay, so we are seeing multiple touches over here. So the chances that if price gets to this side, we are going to get a bounce or rejected at this point is very high. So looking at the daily time frame, with the daily time frame, what's the trend for the daily time frame? So the weekly time frame is currently what? An uptrend, right? The daily time, okay, the weekly time frame is what? A downtrend at this point. Looking at the daily time frame, with the daily time frame, the trend is what? The trend at the daily time frame is what? An uptrend. Okay, so bringing out our various bias. So the sectional, determine our sectional bias. With our sectional bias, the weekly time frame is what? The weekly time frame is a downtrend. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily time frame is what? An uptrend at this point. So price, it's an uptrend in the sense that price was at certain points making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. Okay, the moment it's made lower low and the high of this one got broken, the price tends to what? An uptrend at this point. So currently the daily time frame is what? An uptrend. So I'm waiting for price to what? Come to this side, come to this rejectional level. Okay, so I'm waiting. I will be expecting price to be discounted to this level. So the reason why I'm saying to be discounted is what? Price is currently at a highest point, at a highest level, at a highest price. So I want it to be discounted. Okay, to get to this side, to be the price to be cheap, then I will go in for what? A buy. Okay, so I want a discounted price at this level, then I will take a buy. That's what I'll be waiting for. So looking at the H4 time frame, so the daily time frame, as we indicated, is an uptrend. And if you look at the uptrend, we're having these clean zones over here. Price, the chances that price is going to get to this level before it will get rejected is very, very high. So with the H4 time frame, what's the H4 time frame telling us? So with the H4 time frame, the H4 time frame trend is what? Price made highs and lows. You get it. So currently the H4 time frame too is what? An uptrend for GBP JPY. So this is the resistance level, and we're having this support level to at this point. So price is currently in a range. So this one to open with a wick, it opens with gap. Okay, so the body of the candle hasn't filled the gap yet. So moving to the H1 time frame, price is currently pulling back. So if you come to your various trying to determine the sectional bias, the H4 is an uptrend, right? So trying to determine the sectional bias, H4 is an uptrend at this point. H4 is an uptrend. Okay, so with my sectional bias at this point is going to be a buy. It's going to be a buy. Okay, I'm going to be taking a buy. So where am I going to be taking the buy? This is where we need to decide, where am I going to be taking the buy? So currently price is just, so this, if you can remember, this is the daily rejectional level. This is a daily rejectional level, right? If you move to the daily time frame, or it's not a daily rejectional level. Okay, so I think it is H4 rejectional level or area of interest. It's H4 area of interest. So with the H4 area of interest, so looking at the H1 time frame, so price is currently pulling back on this one. Price is currently pulling back on this one. So where are we going to be taking the buy? So if price pullbacks over here, if you look at the trend at the H1 time frame is an uptrend. So this is what I'll be expecting price to get to this side. Okay, price to get to this side, give us a shift in trend, then I will be what, if there was a shift in trend, a pullback, then I'll be going for what, a buy. But at this point price is what, just moving down. And if you are taking a trade, and if the candle, if you want to take a buy and the candle is showing you a red candles, the candle is showing you or telling you what, giving you bearish candles, why do you want to take a buy if the candles are giving you bearish candle? Price is not yet. So this is a risky way of what, executing trades. Okay, you need to always wait for the candle. You need to wait for candle to give you confirmation. Okay, if you want to take a buy, at least wait for what, see bullish candles before you execute. Before you execute a buy. Okay, so this candle is giving you bearish candles and you said you want to take a buy. That is not the best way to go. Okay, so wait for bearish candles, let a bearish candle form before you try to even take a buy on this trade. Okay, so at this point, this is what I'll be waiting for. The trend at the H1 is what, a downtrend. This is where we had a shift in trend. Okay, there was a shift in trend, so I would just love to see a shift in structure before I'll go in for what, I'll go in for a buy. I'm not interested in a buy now unless price gets to this side, we get a shift in trend before I'll go in for what, a buy. So if you don't understand, that's what you need to know. Okay, some people just make mistakes. If you want to take a buy, you are seeing this bearish candle and you just want, you set your sell limit. That form of entry is kind of risky. That sell limit and buy limit entry is kind of risky. So you just have to be patient, wait for a shift in structure, the candle showing you a bullish candles before you execute a buy. If you look at the M30 time frame, the M30 time frame too is what, in a downtrend. So you have to also wait for a shift in trend at this point before you execute a buy. So let's move to So that's what I'm expecting on USD, GBP USD. And this is what I'm expecting on Gold 2 as well. Gold 2, I need to see a shift in trend at the H4 time frame before I will execute. So one thing you need to understand is what you need to know your focus time frame. Okay, you need to understand your focus time frame. So the reason why I said on gold I'm waiting for a shift in trend at the H4 time frame is because this is my focus time frame. If you get the focus time frame and you move to the lower time frames, with the lower time frames you are just going to follow the direction of the focus time frame. So if the focus time frame is just an uptrend, if you move to the lower time frames like the H1 time frame, the M30 time frame, you are just going to follow the direction of the H4 or maybe the daily time frame based on the time frame you've selected as your focus time frame. So you need to know your focus time frame. So at this point, my focus time frame is H4 time frame over here, and the trend is a downtrend. So I want the focus time frame to shift in trend before I would love to go in for a buy. But if you look at GBP JPY, the focus time frame is already an uptrend. So I just want to see a shift in trend around this side, okay, with my entry time frame. Mostly my entry time frames are the H1, the M30. Sometimes I get entry time, it depends on the condition or the how the trade is setting up. Okay, so I just want to see a shift in trend over here, then I'll go in for a buy. That's what I'll be expecting on this trade. Okay, that's what I'll be expecting in this market. So let's look at USD CHF. Then after that, you look at US30. Then I will take your questions. So if you have any question, so which strategy you use, boss? So Eugene from Central Region. Hey Eugene, which part of Central Region are you from? Can you put in a pending order? Nah, you have to wait for the closure. So you have to wait for the closure of the candle with USD card. I don't like pending orders. Pending orders are going to only happen. So you can just set a pending orders and the market can just be moving. Okay, it can just be in a candle in section. So the H1 candle can just make a big move over here, then come down. Okay, so if you have set your pending orders, you are going to be triggered and you are going to if you get triggered and the market start bouncing back or moving back again, you are going to lose the trade. So pending orders, wait for the candle. If the candle has closed and you are setting pending orders, that is fine. But if the candle hasn't closed and you are setting a pending order, it is not a good advice. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain is as this candle is in session now, this candle is still in session, this bullish candle is still in session, and supposing maybe, okay, let me take this bearish candle as an example. You can see this bearish candle once gave us a long wick over here. So supposing maybe you've set your pending orders over here, and as price was just moving rapidly, you get triggered. You can see price is pulling back over here. So it is better you wait for the candle to close. If the candle has closed, if the body of the candle has closed below this one, and the next candle is just moving back and forth, making back and forth, with that one you can set your pending orders. The moment the candle structure shifts, then you take a sell. That's fine, you get it. But if the candle hasn't closed and you are just going to set a pending orders, I think it's not a best advice, because you can be triggered whilst there's no entry confirmation. Okay, you can be triggered and whilst the entry confirmation hasn't aligned. So it's better if you see how the candle is forming, the way the candle is forming over here. This candle was I was thinking, since this candle closed with no wick, opens with no wick, I was expecting this candle to even pull back. But what is happening over here is the candle is just making a down move. So you need to wait. It is not time for you to set pending orders. It is better you wait for the closure. So which strategy you use, boss? So I read the markets. I don't have specific strategy. Okay, I read the market. That's what you need to understand. You need to understand. So you need to first. So some people will be saying, I use this strategy, I use this strategy. One, the market moves in waves. The market moves in waves. So you need to understand how to read the market. How do you read the market? Okay, after understanding how to read the market, that's what is going to help you to know the direction of the market, where price is trending to, Where is the market in an uptrend? Who is dominating the market? Who is in control of the market? Okay, is it buyers? Is it sellers? You need to understand all these things. But how are you going to be able to understand the direction of the market? By what? Being able to read the market. As I'm saying, the market moves in waves. Okay, it is something that has been tested and proven. So the market moves in waves. Okay, so you need to understand how the market moves. And after getting to understand the waves, how the market moves, then you move to what? How to read candles. Okay, how to read candles. It is also important how to read candles. It is also important. Okay, so now the candle has broken, so we need to wait for the H4 hasn't closed yet though, so the trade is still valid unless the H4 candle closed before this trade will be invalid. So since the H4 is still valid, this trade is still since the H4 hasn't closed, this trade is still valid. Price can just move down very quickly. We have like how many hours? We have like 2 or 3. Yeah, you have like 2 hours for this candle to close. So until then, this trade is still valid. So as I'm saying, after getting to know how to read the market, you need to move towards how to read candles. Okay, how to read candles, the size of the candle. Okay, if a candle is forming like this, what does it indicate? What does it tell? What is it trying to tell you? Is it trying to tell you buyers are dominating? Is it trying to tell you sellers have lost control? Is it buyers like you need to understand how to read candles? Okay, the body of the candle is a language. The size of the candle is a language. Okay, so you need to understand how to interpret the size of the candle. You get it? And it's also important, after getting to know the size, how the candles are formed, the formation of the candles and those stuffs, then you come to how to identify. Mostly price normally gets rejected on levels. You get it? Price normally gets rejected on levels. So zone to zone, price normally moves from zone to zone. So as price is getting to this side, if you can look at this candle, you notice that as when price got to this side, it's got rejected and bounced back. As price got to this side, it got rejected and bounced back. So the chances that price will get rejected at this point is very high. So you need to know, you need to understand how to be able to draw the accuracy of those levels. Okay, you have to know to identify the levels. You need to be able to identify the level. So it's also important, you get it? It's also important, to identify the various levels. Yeah, so it's very, very important. All right, so you see, as I indicated over here, that I'm waiting for price to get to this side before I'll take a sell. You can just see it yourself that price is currently struggling to break through this level. So that's what I always say. You need to be able to identify those levels, because if you refuse to identify them well, you are going to be trapped in the trade. So it's always important you get to understand those levels very well. Okay, so let's try and so someone is also saying, or can we scalp on 50-minute time frame for scalping? What's the meaning of scalping? What's the meaning of So you see, when it comes to time frames, that's why I indicated the scalping and those things. One thing you need to understand is when it comes to time frames, the lower the time frame, the weaker the rejectional level, the weaker your trade confirmation. That's what you need to understand. Okay, the lower the time frame, the weaker the trade that you are looking for. I don't know how to even put it. Like, there's no strong confirmation on the trade that you are executing, but the higher the time frame, the higher the chances of the market moving in your favor. That's what you need to understand. You get it? Because mostly the markets are it normally respects the higher time frames, because the higher time frame takes a very long time for it to form, but with the lower time frames it takes a very short time. Okay, it just forms just in a short moment. Okay, with especially when it comes to 50-minute time frame, for every 50-minute time frame a candle is formed and a candle is closed. For every 15-minute time frame a candle forms, a candle closed. So you need to understand that it takes a higher time frame. With a higher time frame, it takes a very long time for the candles to form. So the stronger that time frame, if you get a trade on those time frame, the entry confirmation is going to be very hot, strong, as compared to what the lower time frame. So that's why I don't normally pay attention to the lower time frame, like the 5 minutes. But I'm not saying it doesn't work. It works for some people, but I perfected using what I perfected my trading style by using the higher time frame, and I noticed that it works a lot for me. So even though the H1 time frame has closed above this one, the trade is still valid. You get it? Because the H4 hasn't closed. As I'm saying, the trade is the setup is going to be invalid only when the H4 candle has closed. If the H4 candle hasn't closed, the trade is still valid. That's what you need to pay attention to. You get it? The trade is still valid unless the H4 candle has closed. If the H4 candle hasn't closed, the trade is still valid. But the entry setup is not yet. Okay, the entry setup is not ready yet. We are talking about setups. The entry signal is not ready yet. That's what you need to understand. Yeah, so when it comes to entries, it depends on the time frame you are focusing on. Okay, so let's move to USD CHF and see what is happening. So with USD CHF, these are the various rejectional levels. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box and it will get answered. And if you have not liked the videos, to kindly give a like to the video too as well. So when it comes to the weekly time frame, this is the rejectional level. Moving to the weekly time frame, price is currently pulling back. Price is currently pulling back over here. So I'm expecting price to pull back over here, then it will just take off. That's what I'm expecting from this trade. So moving to the daily time frame, price is currently so the weekly time frame trend. What's the weekly time frame trend? So the weekly time frame trend is an uptrend at this point. You can see it over here. Price just made high, lows, high. So currently the trend is an uptrend at this time frame. So waiting for price to get rejected over here, then we take the sell. Then we take the sell. So looking at the daily time frame, with the daily time frame, these are the various rejectional levels. These are the various rejectional levels. So the daily time frame is a downtrend. So the daily time frame is a downtrend. Looking at the H4 time frame, so USD CHF, I'm not even going to touch it because I'm not seeing clarity in this market. Okay, you can see the H4 time frame. Price is just making back and forth. I'm not interested in this market. Price is just making back and forth, back and forth. I'm not interested in these trade setups. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in these trade setups. I don't have any bias on this trade, this market, because if you want to see, as I said earlier, I've been saying, if you want to see if the market is going to range, if you see a lot of consolidation at the higher time frame, if you see a lot of consolidation, or if you see a lot of zones at the higher time frame, like the daily time frame and the H4 time frame, one thing you need to understand is the market is going to be ranging at that point. The market is going to be ranging at that particular time. You get it? So there are a lot of ranges over here. So one thing I see in this market is we are going to be the chances that you might be having a lot of consolidations over here, because the daily time frame is a downtrend. Okay, so before we can even go for a buy, what we need to be doing is we just have to wait for a shift in trend. Okay, waiting for the pullback either on this level or either on this level before you can go in for a buy. But at this point, if it is a sell to unless maybe the H4 structure shifts in a downtrend. Okay, unless maybe we get a shift in the downtrend, then price pulls back before I'll go in for what a sell. But one thing you need to understand is what the market is what currently ranging. Okay, there's no what clear direction of the market. There's no clear direction of the market at this point. So I'll just wait for the breakout market retesting at this point. Then I'll be looking for a sell. But at this point, there's no clear direction in the market. So I'm just going to be looking for. So when there's no clear direction in the market, you just have to move to the market that is giving you clarity. Okay, the market that there is clarity, then you execute over there. But a lot of people force things. You don't have to be forcing things. You just have to wait for things to naturally what aligns before you execute a trade. So at this point, as I said, you can see the market is just coming back, trying to make a wick. So we have like 1 hour 54 minutes for this candle to close. So for this market, this candle closed. Since the candle hasn't closed, this trade is still valid unless the candle has closed before it will just be an invalid trade setup. But currently it is still valid. Okay, since the H4 candle hasn't closed, the trade is still valid. That's what you need to understand about this market. Okay, that's what you need to understand. So moving to US 30, let's look at US 30. So early morning, you have to take fruit. So looking at US 30, the monthly time frame is forming a resistance over here. Looking at the H4, the monthly time frame, we have this rejectional levels at this point. Looking at the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame is forming this rejectional level. Looking at the daily time frame too. So the weekly time frame is an uptrend. It's okay. Yeah, the weekly time frame is an uptrend. Looking at the daily time frame too is also what? An uptrend at this point. So if you move to the H4 time frame, the H4 time frame is currently what? A downtrend. Okay, so I see inconsistency on the daily time frame and the H4 time frame at this point. So you just have to either, if you are going to be focusing solely on the H4 time frame, that's fine. Then you have to wait for, if price breakout, you need to what? On your focus time frame, you need to wait for what? A pullback. Then you go for what? A sell. But for me, I would not love to what? Focus solely on what? The H4 time frame. I would love to what? See the daily time frame shifting in trend, or the H4 time frame also shifting in trend. Okay, before I'll go in for a sell, I'll go in for a buy. Something like this, price pulling back, then I'll go in for what? A buy at this point. But if you are focusing solely on the H4 time frame, then if price break below this level, this rejectional level, you wait for a pullback, then you take the sell. I think that would be the best advice, or that would be the best way to go by this trade. Okay, that would be the best way to go by this trade. But today, my trade that I'm looking forward to execute is on what? USD card. That is what is giving me, that is what is showing, or like giving a good trade opportunity. But for the meantime, since the candle hasn't closed, So the month is about to end. Okay, so please kindly don't ruin your month if you are already in profit for the month. Okay, don't ruin the month. Just if you had a good ride for the start of the month, then you need to what look for only trade opportunity, this thing trade nice trade setups. And one mistake that most people too do is what they are going to be risking the whole of their accounts on one particular trade, or all their profit on one particular trade. That is not the best way to go. You're already in profit, so just risk percentage of the profit that you've made for the month. Okay, you risk some percentage of profit you made for the month for what for this week. Don't risk everything, then you'll be in drawdown. Whilst you've been able to sustain yourself for 3 weeks, why do you want to ruin the month? So just stay patient, look for nice trade opportunities, then execute. So let me check out on this trade setup, car JPY, the other time. So guys, you see the car JPY trade. I hope you people are seeing the car JPY trade. This trade ruined a lot of people's life, and now finally it is moving to the target. It has really taken like the whole of last week. This trade was just hovering around the side. Price just made this one, and it is now moving in a favor. Okay, this trade was one solid setup that I was looking forward to, and it just ruined everything. Everything was ruined by this trade, and finally it is getting to the target. It is finally getting to the target. So you can see I wrote entry price over here, and it is finally getting to the target. Yeah, so as I said, the candle is trying to pull back, but I'm not sure. So now what we can be doing on this trade is you just have to wait for the H1 candle to close, and the stop loss is still getting wider and wider and wider. The more the market moves up, the more the stop loss becomes very big. The stop loss becomes very big, because mostly we normally use the structure levels, the various structure levels, as our stop loss. So if price is extending, or if price is still moving high, the stop loss still becomes very hot. The stop loss becomes very wide. So lending has opened, and looking at the way the candle opens, it looks like what it's opened with no wick at the top. It opens with no wick, so the chances that price can just move up and give us a wick is very high. The chances that price will just give us the wick is very high. So what trades are you people taking this morning? What are the trades that you people are taking this morning? So price is currently pulling back. So we are hoping if the H4 candle is going to give us a bullish candle, then I think the trade is going to be a nice trade setup. But then the risk reward tools also be good. If it's closed bearish, then I think if the H4 candle happens to close bearish, then the entry will be confirmed. Yeah, so you are waiting for the price to get to this side. It looks like what you are expecting it to happen is happening. So it's the same hope that I wish this one is also going to be having, and it's happened. So exactly the same thing. So as I said, if the candle hasn't closed, the trade is still valid. If the H4 candle hasn't closed, this trade is still valid. So we need to wait for the closure of the candle. Okay, at least let's wait for the H4 candle to close. As I'm saying, I want to see a candle closure below this one. I want to see candle closure below this one before I'll go in for a sell. That's what I'll be waiting for. So trading is all about patience. So if you feel like, so the reason why most people don't succeed, like they feel they can't just be, they can't just be like, it happens. If you're a new trader, it happens. You can't just be without not taking a trade. You feel like you need to take it. Okay, but the moment you get the experience, you notice that trading is not all about just pressing the button. Like you need to be observant, waiting for the right thing to happen. So Richmond Odundu morning. Okay, so if you are there and you can't wait patiently for the thing that you are waiting for it to align, then you are just getting things wrong. Okay, if you can't patiently wait for those things that you are waiting for to happen in the market, then you are getting things wrong. So you need to wait patiently for things to align. Okay, you see, so sometimes I can go the whole week and I will not execute a trade. It's not like it's my own will for not execute, but I'm not seeing the right setups. So that's what trading needs to be, to be done. So how can you scalp on a higher time frame like H1 and H4? So what do you understand by scalp? Scalp means like you are just, so let's go scalp. What's the meaning of scalp? Scalp in forex trading. So I think ChatGPT will even be better. OpenAI. Let's OpenAI help you. So scalp, just understand, don't just understand the meaning. Why scalp? Why this? I don't normally understand. The best thing you have to do is just understand what you need to have a focus. What do you call it? A focus system you are following. Okay, don't be moved by I'm scalping, I'm swing trading this, I'm doing this. Okay, just follow your system. If the trade, sometimes following your system, even following or focusing on solely the daily time frame, sometimes it's going to give you some short-term trade, okay, based on the zones available. So if you are focusing on maybe, sometimes the 15-minute time frame can give you a big trade setup. Okay, so with that one, are you going to say because you're focusing on the 15-minute time frame, so it's a scalp trade? I don't believe that. Okay, so just focus on the time frame you are trading. If it gives you a zone, or if it gives you a zone that is not big, that's fine. That's a short-term trade. But sometimes with the higher time frame, it's going to give you a bigger range. So it depends on the time frame and the range or the zones available at that moment. So what is scalp? What is scalp in forex scalping? In forex trading. So scalping in forex trading is a short-term trading strategy that involves making quick trades to profit from small price movement, typically within minutes or even seconds. Scalping aims to take advantage of small price fluctuation and entering these trades rapidly. You get it? So normally it's not solely about the time frame. So sometimes, as I'm saying, the lower time frames can even give you, the higher time frame can give you a nice trade opportunity, but the zone is very small. So to my opinion, when it comes to scalping, it depends on the zone, not solely on the lower time frame. Sometimes the lower time frame can even give you a huge trade opportunity. You get it? So how can you scalp on a higher time frame? So just understand how the market, how to read the market. That's the most important thing. How to read the market. So it's not about focusing on how to scalp on H4 time frame, how to scalp on H15 minute time frame. How do you understand the market? And what is your what? Your plan when it comes to the market. Okay, that's what you need to understand. Don't be confusing yourself on doing this on this time frame, doing this on this time frame. Just focus solely on what? The trades that are available to you. That's the most important thing. Which time frame do you normally focus on to execute trade? Okay, which time frame do you normally focus on to execute trade? So that's the most important thing. So this 30-minute candle is having like 9 minutes for it to close. So let's wait for the closure of the 30 minutes and see how price is going to move to. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box as you are waiting for the candle to close. If it happens the candle close below this one, then we so Lanista Junior, focus on which time frame are you going to what? Which time frames are you? So don't, so with trading there are a lot of noise in trading. Okay, a lot of noise. Trading is very hard because of what? There's no set rules, there's no particular way of doing things, so it becomes very hard. Everyone is doing things differently, so it becomes very hard. So you need to focus. Okay, you need to focus. And when it comes to your system and strategy, that ones you need to focus. Don't be doing something like, you don't be focusing on the daily time frame today using your as your focus time frame, and now you are looking at the M30 as your focus time frame. You normally get confused on what? You normally get confused or you normally get confused in your system. So you better focus on one particular thing when it comes to trading. Okay, so that you just free your mind on this kind of the doubts and the doubts that you normally have in your system. And even when you have a losing trade, something that you can go back and just tell yourself, what did you do wrong before losing? But today you are doing this, tomorrow you are doing this. You can't even focus solely on one time frame. You can't even know why you lost a trade. Okay, so if you enter a trade, if you lose and you don't know why you lost the trade, maybe it was just an error coming from your side, you were impatient and other stuffs. You can't identify why you lost the trade because you've already taken a winning trade before and that trade went in your favor. Maybe you're having like 2 winning trades, 3 winning trades that has gone in your favor. So if that trade, you follow that rules and it happens, it goes against you, then maybe it might be a market condition. But if the trade goes in your favor, like if maybe you didn't obey or respect your rules and the trade goes against you, that means it's your own fault. You get it? That means it's your own fault. So it's better you always look for why you lose a trade by following your system. You need to follow your system every day. Okay, that's all about trading. Trading becomes very easy and simple if you are repeating the same. It's all about rinse and repeat. You just wake up, repeat the same thing. Wake up, repeat the same process. That's all about trading. Okay, that's all about trading. So that's what you need to understand. So let's see, you're having like 1 hour 36 minutes for this candle to close. So as I said, you are waiting for this candle. If the 30-minute candle close, you're having like 6 minutes. If the 30-minute candle close below this one, if it happens it's closed below this one, then we can go in for a sell. Other than that, then we need to wait for the H4 candle to close to see if there was going to be an opportunity. Okay, so don't overcomplicate trading. Don't complicate trading. So those who are new here, if you want to WhatsApp me, this is my number. So you can So the candle is pulling back. We can see the candle is trying to pull back. That's what you are expecting it to happen. Now the stop loss is even getting wider. That's what I don't like about this trade. The stop loss is getting wider and wider and wider. Yeah, so the stop loss. So let's see if the candle is going to close below. So if you have any question, kindly drop it in the chat box. Let's see how price is going to go. So like 3 minutes for this one to close. After 3 minutes and I don't see closure below, I might call it a day. So let's see how price is going to move. So let's see the other ones, so how it's behaving. GU. So GU has already taken the turning point. So as I indicated, maybe price might close around this side. But this trade, the risk reward is not looking good at all for me. Yeah, the risk reward is not looking. So even if we get a support over here, I'm not sure the H1 is trying to flip towards an uptrend. But the risk reward is the range is very small. The range is like 31 pips, 32 pips. So such trade setup, even though it's looking good, but the risk reward. But let's see how the H4 is going to close. If the H4 give us a support, maybe there can be some short-term trade over there. As I'm saying, if the H4 candle close, okay, if the H4 candle close, we can have some escape, like just a short-term trade over there. So let's see how it's going to form. Let's see how it's going to form. Let's see how it's going to form. So GBP, what I'm saying is what? You either wait for the H4 candle, but one thing is what, the zone is very weak. The zone is not wide, so you just have to wait. You just have to wait for what? The candle to close bullish, then move to the H1 time frame. The H1 time frame is giving a shift in strength. So if the H1 candle close up above this one, if it's close above this one, then we can be having a trade opportunity to this side. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, but that one will happen after the closure of the H4 candle. That one will happen after the closure of the H4 candle. But for me, this is a trade that I'm looking forward to on USD card. I just want the 30 minutes candle. I'm not sure it's going to close below. So what I'll be doing is what? Either to wait for the H1. Okay, if the 30 minutes candle close and we don't see something of that sort, then we just have to wait for the H1 candle to close. So the 30 minutes candle is closing below. So this one is giving us a signal that price can just make a downward move. So let's see. So the 30 minutes candle has closed. The 30 minutes candle has closed, but it's closed above the zone that I was talking about. You get it? It's closed above the zone that I was talking about. The 30-minute candle has closed above the zone that I was talking about. So now what you can do is to wait. It's still, you see, this, all these points or these areas are all hot, not tradable zones. All these points, these areas are not tradable zones. You get it? They are not tradable zones. All this area is not tradable zone because you're having levels, rejection, a lot of rejectional candles. So I don't want to be choked. I don't want to be in a such trade. I don't want to be in such situation where I'm going to be choked. It's going to be very hard for me to remove myself from such. This is a discomfort zone. Okay, this is a discomfort zone. So wait for price to break below this one, make a retest, then we take advantage of this gap. That's what I'm waiting for it to happen. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for it to happen. So Rashid from Kenya, Rashid, you are welcome. Rashid Odundu, you are welcome from Kenya. So that's what you are expecting it to happen. Okay, so currently price is still what? So this points, let me say discomfort. So I think this term is nice. Discomfort zone. This is a discomfort zone. This is a discomfort. So this is a discomfort zone. No tradable zone. This is a discomfort zone. The whole of this point is a discomfort zone. So price can just make a turn and move up like this. Okay, price can just make a turn and move up like this. So you need to wait for price to close below. I think that's the best way to go by this trade. That's the best way to go by this trade. So that's what I'm expecting it to happen. Yeah, so it looks like the H1. The H1 looks like this breaking below. All right, so I think I'll just call it a day over here. No trade opportunity. I was expecting to take the USD card, but no trade opportunity. Looking at GBP USD 2. Yeah, the candle is trying to close. But you have like 1 hour 27 minutes, so a long time because you need to get a zone. Okay, you need to get a level that is strong for you to execute. But currently this is very hot, a weak level at the moment, so you need to wait for the closure of the candle before you execute. So that's what I'm expecting it to happen. So USD card is moving, so you are now going to be monitoring it at H1 time frame. So GJ is also moving down. Yeah. So okay, guys. So those in the private group, if anything, you are going to be communicating. Okay, so YouTube, see you all same time tomorrow. Tomorrow you are going to be meeting the same time. Okay. So see you all. Bye bye.